Today we talk about a quick security tip, Steve from Blue's Clues, and whether or not you or I should have an opinion on everything. Don't hold on to your opinions so tightly. They change all the time. Let us know your opinions on the show at our Instagram, Twitter, or on our website, tiltednotster.com. But hey, that's just me.
Hello, my name is Edwin.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Frantic.
And together we are Tilted Not Stirred. So what else you guys feeling tilted today, guys? What's going on?
I mean, I've just been chilling this week. I finished season 4 of The Wire, and yeah, one more season to go.
Getting closer, man. When are you going to give us your review?
I should finish it this week if everything goes according to plan. So stay tuned next week.
Right on.
Jeffrey uncut, unedited review of
Raw.
The Wire. Raw,
unedited footage.
Well, when did The Wire end? It's like, what, 20 years late?
2007, I believe.
Wait, how long do you guys think you have to wait until you can give an ending and nobody can expect like the no spoilers thing?
I think it depends on the medium. Honestly.
I would say less than a year. I'd say a year. You give it a year. If you haven't watched it, you really weren't interested in it.
I'd say that only applies to like movies, right?
Or
if there's a movie that had just came out on theaters and you haven't watched it yet, then yeah, give them like a couple months. But if it's like a television show, it's one of those things that like...
Oh, that's true. I don't like waiting for seasons on a television show. I'd watch it all at once. So You're right. You're right. But then for music or anything, well, I mean, spoilers for music.
Can you spoil music?
Yeah.
I don't think you can spoil music.
I'm pretty sure.
Bro, this song, that drop, man, why you tell me there's a drop?
Yeah, dude.
I don't think anyone ever says that.
Yeah, there's no spoiler for music. Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Why'd you tell me that Travis Scott is on that track? Oh, God. Have you guys noticed that some of the new albums don't even have like a featured in the track title?
The Donda album for Kanye has a bunch of rappers and none of them are
featured. I think same thing with the Travis Scott's album. I don't know if does Drake's new album have features? Like when it says it on the track title. Like I wonder if that's meta. So like not like almost kind of like save it for a surprise. Like listen to the song and there might be a feature.
Go platinum with no features, but in reality, they were all there.
Yeah, they can't be J. Cole.
They can't be J. Cole anymore.
See, what have I been up to? My brother's birthday. We celebrated that. He's 17. And it's like, holy shit, dude. He's almost 18. It's like... I haven't truly felt old, but once he turns 18, I feel like it is what it is now. I don't have a baby brother.
Benjamin Button on us?
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't really care too much about like growing older because I already kind of feel old. But once he's 18 and like my dad was teaching him how to drive the other day, and it was like, holy shit, he's not a kid anymore. I mean, he's like already taller than us, but it's like, holy shit, he's actually like, he's gonna become an adult any minute now.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary. Like, do I have to start helping him with college applications? Should I tell him not to go to college? Like, oh my God, what do I do?
Definitely don't do that. you can I don't know, make his own choice in life.
I don't know. I think we should save that for another episode.
Yeah. Well, because like when we were young, no one really told us like the pros or the cons. They just said go.
Yeah, there was no option.
Yeah. What about you, Edwin?
I have been working. I tried yet another Nashville hot chicken sandwich at Baba's Chicken. Baba's Chicken in Riverside Food Lab. And it was amazing. Definitely enjoyed it. It was a little too spicy to like fully enjoy, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
I too had a spicy chicken sandwich.
Okay, where from?
It was at a venue, at an establishment with just as much rapport and quality.
Havens, right?
McDonald's.
Oh, you motherfucker.
That's my shit right there, dude.
I went to my girlfriend wanted to go get McDonald's, and I was like, well, I never order anything, and maybe this will be good content for the podcast. So I tried the spicy chicken sandwich, and it was about as lackluster as I thought it was gonna be.
The new one, the new
Yep.
one that they keep pimping out.
Yeah.
It looks pretty sexy on the
It is not.
commercial.
I took a bite, and it almost felt like it was real chicken. And I looked at it, and I'm like, huh, I'm gonna believe this is real chicken, and I kept eating it.
Jeff also has an opinion on this chicken sandwich.
It was mediocre, bro. I expected more from McDonald's.
Have you tried the KFC one yet?
I have not. I should try that one next.
You should.
Jack in the Box also has a new one, and I remember really liking their really big chicken sandwich. That one was pretty good. So I have high hopes for Jack in the Box and their chicken.
So back when the really big chicken sandwich came out, I don't know if I imagined this, but Jack in the Box used to give out marinara sauce.
There was a marinara one.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was the really big chicken sandwich, and it was like marinara, and it had I think mozzarella on it.
I don't know, but that was incredible. And
Oh.
then I went back to Jack in the Box like a couple, I don't know. I don't go there often. But I went back sometime after, and I couldn't find any trace of marinara sauce or the really big chicken sandwich. So this whole time I thought it was just a figment of my imagination. And I must have dreamt that.
It's one
But-
of those limited things that they do every now and then.
So marinara sauce, do they actually give that out at Jack in the Box? Because every time I have asked, they look at me like I'm dumb.
Probably not anymore.
But you know what they do have at Jack in the Box?
Shitty food.
Those little
A
two
Jumbo
tacos.
Jacks?
Those little $1 for 2 tacos.
Nah, brother.
You don't question it. At that price point, Edwin, God damn it, you do not question what's in there.
Bro, okay, so I tried those tacos, and it was just the first bite was so off-putting that I didn't know what to do. And the entire time that taco was in my mouth, it was sliding towards my throat, and I was like, no, don't you keep going.
Damn, that's hot.
That sounds it's tender, kind of like when you imagine meat falling off a bone. This taco was eating itself because of how tender it was.
This taco was shoving itself down my throat, dude. I was like, this shit is alive, and I hate it. And it's gross. But
Yeah, they're not very good, but I had them and they weren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. Like they're still bad, but not as bad.
You know what you do is you go the day after the Dodgers strike out 10 people so you can wash it down with your soda and a Jumbo Jack.
For free.
For free.
or you cannot visit such establishments. And
I
go
mean, when
get
they're giving away a Jumbo Jack, why not go?
True. And speaking about free, Jeff, is there any free advice you'd like to give our listeners? Because you saved me.
Oh, yeah. All iPhone users, update to the newest iOS patch. All right. It was recently discovered today that there is an exploit where they send you a message, any iMessage, with a file. You don't even have to open the damn message. You just have to receive it. Boom, you're infected. They have a listener in. They have a backdoor in. They can just look at all your shit. So patch it.
So if you value your nudes, like I do, you will download this patch. But yeah,
It's call it an update.
an update. Is
Yeah,
that
isn't it an
if you say
update? Yeah.
patch is like a nerd thing. Yeah, it's an iOS update, ladies and
Yeah,
gents.
We wanna. It's casual here, bro. It's casual.
Totally cash.
Yeah, so cash. Just go to your update settings and just hit that button.
Yeah. And speaking
exactly.
about iPhones, tomorrow they should be coming out with the announcement. So today we're recording on a Monday. So Tuesday, September 14th. So by the time y'all are listening to this, y'all already know about the iPhone 13. And I think it's about time for me to upgrade. Like I have an iPhone 8 and having a button is cool, but like not having to do anything and just have the iPhone open because it looks at my face.
Yeah, I was against it at first.
Yeah,
but
I didn't trust it either.
It's pretty cool. You just hold the phone up and it's like, oh, it's open. Nice.
Yeah, I have sweaty hands, and so sometimes my thumb is a little sweaty.
I just had
I feel like I have to fight my phone to open.
an interaction with a park visitor. Actually, I was on cashier on register that day, and they wanted to pay with Apple Pay, and their iPhone, has Apple Pay like set up,
Of course.
but they need their face to unlock it. So this customer had to give me their phone, had to look at her phone first, give the okay with her face, and then hand me the phone. And by the time she hands me her phone and I put it up to the reader for the card,
Did it lock her out?
the damn thing needed her face again. So it was just it was a mess. It was just like, oh, it has to look at me, and I gave her phone back, had to look at her. She gave it back to me, and by the time it got to the register, it was just bad.
Isn't there a
It
way
was-
to just have your wallet set up so you don't have to be logged in to do that?
Well, I mean, she wanted to be secure, Jeff. Isn't that what your whole deal is, Jeff? Security
Yeah.
with your face. But I don't know.
You're not even an iPhone user, Edwin.
Yeah, why?
I'm not.
What's up? Yeah.
I'm complaining because I had to deal with it.
This is our mild inconvenience, all right?
This affected me because I was trying to get the line going, but her face was, the whole lock thing wasn't set up so that she could hand me her phone so that I can pay for her ticket.
Yeah. Get your bendy ass phone out of here.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely, you talked about an upgrade, and I have the Samsung Galaxy S8 as well, but I'm gonna hold off for upgrading for the second iteration of the Samsung Fold phones.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to be an early adopter and deal with early adopter problems. I want to get it when it's figured out.
It's so weird because once upon a time, everyone was complaining about how the iPhones bend. And so Samsung said, look, our phone bends too, but it's on purpose. Check this out.
Bro, can I rant a little bit about that?
Go ahead.
I got the iPhone 6, I think it was. That was the one that bent, right? That shit was so fucking annoying. They'd be like, "Oh, you got an iPhone 6." And I'm like, "Yeah. Does it bend?" "No, that's the iPhone Plus." "Can I try to bend your phone?" "No."
Wait. I really, this went over my head. Wait, people would bend phones for the iPhone 6 or whatever?
Yeah, the 6 Plus was like so malleable that you could just bend it.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first times that they tried to make the phone super thin. And word got out that you could actually bend these phones with your hands. So reviewers, when they had the phone, they would do a bend test. And I think they did this for the next couple of generations. I don't know if they still do the bend test now. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, that was something.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. And then this new bending phones, or what is it, like fold phones from Samsung?
Flip phones.
I don't know how they do that. I kind of your screen isn't bending. It's weird.
It's probably like a ribbon cable, like a very thin ribbon cable.
Yeah. And I heard that it's not perfect. You could kind of still see that there's a crease. But I wonder if that's a thing that could be overcome.
See, that's the thing about anything that folds. My favorite phone ever, that I ever had, was the NV2, and it used to fold, and you open it up, and there was a keyboard in there, and it was pretty dope. It was way back, way back in the day.
Of course.
But eventually, of opening it and closing it, the little hinge just gives out, and then you just end up with a really broken, busted up phone. So I want to see how these fold phones progress, because everything that folds eventually gives out.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see how they progress and see if it's worth buying. But I do like the idea of having a smaller form factor in my pocket as opposed to a giant brick.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
still
see.
like the big phones. I like to see my videos nice and big. Yeah. But iPhone, yeah. The new iPhone, I mean, if if it's gonna be announced tomorrow, Tuesday. Some people say that they usually release around like a week, 2 weeks after the announcement. So, I mean, I guess that means there's gonna be a new phone on the market.
And then
Getting your
iOS 15 should release probably tomorrow or this week, if that's the case.
Yeah,
So hey,
I have
you
a
might not even have to update your phone. 15 will
It'll-
have it covered.
they'll do it for you.
Yeah.
I have a tent you could borrow, Frantic, for your camping out sesh for the iPhone 13.
Oh, he's gonna need that for a graphics card instead.
Hey man, hey, I'm not. The kind of videos I'm talking about. I would not dare put my precious PC through. Let's just say that. But anyways, wow. So what about that PlayStation showcase, boys? You
I
guys, anything
ahead.
interesting there? I didn't watch it, but I know it happened.
I definitely enjoyed 2 games that they showed. Or 3, I guess 3. Spider-Man 2 was really cool looking. I really enjoyed the first game. It was one of those games that captured my imagination for like the first, like, I don't know, for the first time. It was one of those things that you just, when you get a video game that's all you could think about.
Mhm.
That Yeah, that was one of those moments for me. I'd be at work and I'd be thinking about swinging around, and then I'd get home and play it immediately, go to sleep, rinse, repeat, and it was just, I don't know. It was a moment in time for that game. And then just knowing that there's a second one and those same people are making a Wolverine game, man, I'm here for it.
Well, again, I didn't watch it, but if it's a new Spider-Man game, could be interesting. Maybe it's in Jeff's ballpark.
Oh yeah. I played the shit out of the first one, and I cried like a bitch at the end of it. And yeah, that trailer is super sick. You hear the voice of Craven. That's what everyone's saying. I think it's Craven as well. And he's just like out here stalking, like, yo, who's gonna take me down? And then you just hear a voice, like a very like distinct voice of like I am or some shit, and it's Venom, and it's like, oh, hype.
What was that other game that was kind of spicy, but kind of good? I think it was
The Near Automata Bayonetta inspired, what is it, Project Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks pretty cool. It's definitely has its inspirations, and we'll see if it can deliver. Looks pretty cool, worth checking out. But I don't have a PlayStation 5, so
something I do want to talk about with the Project Eve. I forget which gaming review website. They had like a kind of a bad take on it. Because there was a guy who was giving his review or his initial thoughts, and he basically said that the game seems kind of outdated in the sense of like you have a attractive looking woman as like a protagonist for a video game, and that kind of just felt like out of touch with the times.
What?
And
So we're supposed to have.
a lot of people blasted that shit like. Wait, so like you want us to have ugly people in our video games, or like when I play a video game, I like even if it's a male character, like I want him to be like a Chad, right? Like this ripped 80s badass guy as my protagonist. Like,
Ooh, is this our segue into God of War?
kind of. I mean, it could be, but I want to touch a little bit on kind of like that little pot that was stirred up and that little crevice of the internet. Do you guys think that video games should still have hot girls?
Yeah, as long as they have hot boys too, right? Hot guys, hot it's the thing. Like sex sells, regardless of what it is, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's equal opportunity sex selling, then cool, all for it. But I don't know, the argument that the girl is attractive, therefore it's like bad. That's, I mean, yeah, I understand that it's a pretty sexy looking character.
Yeah.
But to trivialize I don't know. I don't understand the story either. I don't know where the game is going. But if it sexualizes for the sake of sexualizing, that could be bad. Yes, I agree. But regardless of what you're, depends on the take of the video game.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I just think the take that I wish I remembered who did the review, but it's just so weird when like everything around us is super sexualized. Like, like think about like Cardi B and like all that kind of music and everything you see in movies and like, all the sexualization that goes around. And then to say like, oh, this seems out of touch and out of place, like this should be an old game, like we're in new times now. It's kind of weird.
I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? If the girl's hot, like I guess this one guy's gonna complain. If the girl's not, then you have a bunch of people complaining. Like, what was Horizon Zero Dawn?
Disinterested.
Yeah, and people complained about the girl from that game too. So it's like, you're not can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. So what about God of War then? What happened there?
So I mean, the trailer was cool. It was like really dope. Everything about it was cool. And then they teased Thor, right? They had his voice, and they had like a shot of him, like of just the hammer. And it's like, oh, that's a really cool teaser of Thor, right? Because it was like a cool voice, and he was like sounded intimidating. And then they revealed his picture, like they revealed the model without actually showing him in the trailer, and it's just this fat dude with like a ginger hair and like this ginger beard, and he's just a fat dude, and it's pretty funny looking.
Nice. So is it a Thor game or what happened there then?
Are people mad that he's not hot enough?
It's just something different. It's kind of funny because we've been accustomed to the Marvel Thor, right, where he's like this Omega Chad who's like super fucking ripped, and then you have like this Thor who's supposed to be more accurate in terms of like Norse mythology, and he's just like this
like
fat dude.
Yeah, like someone who just pillaged and like ate and had feasts.
Yeah.
Well, even Marvel Thor got fat. Marvel Thor was fat for a while.
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was laughing because it's like, oh, I guess Marvel was closer to the canon than we thought.
Well, there it is.
Yeah. So yeah, look up Thor and God of War Ragnarok for those who are interested.
So all these opinions on like what video game characters should look like, Actually, before we get to this, do you guys want to mention Steve from Blue's Clues? What's going on with that?
He came back, and he never forgot about me. And he said I looked good. And I cried like a bitch.
Because you didn't look good?
No, because he came back, and he never stopped thinking about me. Okay?
Because he came back and lied to you, Jeff.
He had such high expectations of me, and I can't live up to them. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, damn it. Steve would still be proud of us. He is still proud of us.
It gave a lot of people closure they didn't think they needed, right? I mean, when I saw the video, I was like, man, that's a nice video. That's a really nice gesture. Because he just disappeared from one day to the other, and it was just like, damn.
Did you guys hear those rumors when you were a kid about what happened to him?
That he died.
He died. He was a crackhead. He was
going off to go start his skating career. That was another one I heard.
I heard the crackhead one.
Yeah, I heard crackhead, and he was dead.
I heard the skating. Yeah. Well,
they do it different in Washington.
So then, what was the real reason?
He was going bald. Yeah, he was losing his hair.
He was balding.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, he just didn't want the kids to see him that way, which I respect.
Why didn't he just wear a beanie or something?
Because like Steve is iconic, dude.
Would that make him look like a thug or something? Oh no, he's got a man with a beanie on TV. Uh-oh.
Yeah, better watch out for him. Can't have my kids watching that show.
Yeah. But like I didn't really have like that close of a connection, and I watched the video and I thought it was nice, but maybe this is just like the marketer in me since I studied this kind of stuff. And like promotions. Like what better way to promote a 25th anniversary than to bring back Steve when a lot of people are now having their own kids. and they will be more. It'll be in the top of their minds now. Like, oh, Blue's Clues exists, huh? Maybe I'll have my kids hooked on this.
Yeah, like I was. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like kind of brilliant.
I literally grew up watching the show. You know, Steve taught me English.
He taught you English.
He literally, yeah. Like I grew up and my parents only spoke Spanish to me. Steve taught me English, dude. Like straight up.
I still remember. I used to watch Blue's Clues in Spanish too, and I still remember the male song in Spanish. You know, el correo ya llegó anunciando su canción y llegó con emoción. Correo. Yeah, and that was the Spanish version of the male song.
You just have
yeah.
little Edwin running around like correo.
Yeah, the fucking male.
Males,
Yeah. And then now we got older and no one's excited for mail. I guess if you order something through Amazon, you might be excited.
You know, I just started when I started my new job, my new position. I took a notebook that I was writing down like new things that I was gonna encounter, and I would call it my handy dandy notebook. And I just remembered, you know, I was just like, oh shit,
Blue's Clues.
yeah.
I do say handy dandy notebook.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would have ever said that if it weren't for that cultural impact of the Blue's Clues.
You sit in the thinking
chair.
Yeah.
The thinking chair. You got a clue. You know, you got your salt and pepper. I don't remember what they said, but they said stuff.
You know what would be real nice? If there was like maybe like a older Blue's Clues and like, so, you know, to give people a clue. Because goddamn, people nowadays just have no clue. They just like don't even know what the fuck to do with their lives.
Pee-wee did that.
Pee-wee was creepy, man.
Yeah, but he did a tour for like adults not that long ago.
He was creepy. Yeah, hell yeah, he was creepy.
Pee-wee was creepy as fuck.
I wouldn't come near that guy.
You know, speaking of not having a clue, our lake, right? Our lake got closed down for cyanobacteria. And cyanobacteria is blue algae, commonly known as blue algae, right? So if you ingest it,
of course.
It gives people, if you ingest it or it makes contact with your body, it gives you hives, rashes.
Oh god.
Vomiting.
Is it blue spots and do you turn into a dog?
Oh, blue. Oh yeah, you probably do. So yeah, it gives you vomiting and diarrhea and all that stuff, right? So
that's
whenever somebody came to the park, I gave them that lecture. It took me like 5 minutes per customer. I was just there giving them so they can make a very informed decision. And I told them like, hey, do you still want to come into the park? Swimming is banned. And they were like, but can I still get wet though? So
I'm not technically swimming. I'm just, you know,
I told the ranger, I was like, can you believe this? Right? And the ranger was like, yeah, I can. You know why? And I was like, why? He's like, sometimes I pull people, like I give people tickets for being parked somewhere. And they respond with, I'm not parked. I'm stopped. So he told me that people say the exact same thing when they're on car. Or I wasn't driving without a license. I was traveling, sir.
That's the good stuff.
So yeah, apparently you can, if you can swim without getting wet, like go ahead, dude. You're a fucking superhero.
I mean, it's valid. Like, look, can I dip my toes? Like, what if this algae is not really on the shore, but more of like deeper in?
What if you like coat yourself in olive oil, and then just jump into the water, and then the water just whisks off of you?
It'll eventually rub off.
Go out into the water in like a hamster ball, you know, or like one of those big, you know.
But yeah, that's the question I got all day. Can I still get wet? Can I still put my feet in the water? Can my kids get in? You know, I was just like, Jesus.
You just told them that, oh, you can't get in, but they're like, oh, I can't get in, but my kids can, right? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why would that make a difference?
One of the park visitors literally made her daughter cry by saying, "This man won't let you in the lake to swim." And I said, "Yeah, that's right, because I care about your safety."
Yeah, he's an asshole, bro.
Like, yeah, you're trying to make me look like the bad guy, fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, your mom doesn't give a shit about you. How about that, kid?
Oh, Jesus. So what was that brilliant segue you had earlier, Edwin?
The brilliant segue. I don't know, but I've lost track of the segue, and now we're just gonna go into the topic. How about that?
Well, we come across this irony here where we just spent a bunch of time telling you our opinions on things, and now we're gonna ask.
No, it's not an irony. It is not an irony.
I don't know what irony
because
is, man, but this is how it's used now.
How ironic that you would use
This-
irony without knowing what irony is.
That's literally everyone, dude.
Exactly. Like when you used literally just now. You know?
That's okay. Yeah,
That's
that's
another one.
Yeah, that's another one. But the key word here is everything, right? So the topic is, should you have an opinion on everything? Right? We gave you guys opinions about very particular topics that apply to us. But nowadays people feel like the need to have an opinion on everything. Do you guys think it's a valid thing? Like, do you think people should have opinion on everything?
You want to know my hot take?
What's up?
No. That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Yeah.
There it is.
So tune in next time.
Cool.
The answer was no.
All right. Well, so let me expand, I guess. It's just if the way I see it is if I know nothing on the topic, then I have no opinion, right? I shouldn't have an opinion because I'm uneducated on this topic. Right?
But the thing is,
I'm not about to lecture people on, you know, I use the example of microbiology because I don't know anything about microbiology. So I'm going to defer to the people that do.
Yeah, I believe that people should have opinions, but they shouldn't broadcast them because a lot of people have shit opinions. And
Well, I mean,
you're not wrong about that.
so I was having this conversation, and it was about like vaccines, and like the topic isn't important, but at the end we kind of just talked about how our current, and again, this education system will be a topic for another day, but our education system doesn't really teach us to be critical and to really think about things. So when people form opinions based off of headlines or based off of let's say they only watch CNN or they only watch Fox, for example, then it's like totally fucked.
yeah, it's like I was harkening back to our last podcast episode where I said we need to sit down and digest things, you know, as opposed to just intaking everything. Digest it, think about it, you know, make sure that you understand what's going on, as opposed to, you know, like having an opinion on everything. Like if I don't know, I don't know shit about hockey, right? But if I was out there just talking, like, I don't know shit about hockey. I can tell you what I think about hockey, right? But does that make it valid when I've never actually watched the full game? I say yeah. That opinion could be valid to me, and only to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's a good It's good. It's in good practice to have an opinion of something you'd never partook on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not in good practice because it just makes you. At the end of the day, if you can't back up your opinion with anything of substance, you're just there rambling. And I feel like it's okay now to ramble about whatever the fuck because of social media.
Yeah, we do that every
Because
week.
yeah, I know, but social media makes it so much easier. You put a tweet out.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, just put a tweet out. Yeah, that is irony. Just put a tweet out on what you feel about what, like fucking Funyuns that day. You know?
Hey, I have a strong opinion towards Funyuns.
Yeah. The answer is yes on Funyuns.
Yes,
I'm
on
also pro
Funyuns. Yes.
Pro
That is the
Funyuns.
episode.
No on every an opinion for everything. Yes on Funyuns.
Yeah. But I want to take this a little bit more towards like just the information, because we like the current age that we live in where we are constantly berated with information. I want to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Can we fully expect people to form solid opinions with the amount of shit that's thrown at them? If you had to like fact check every single thing you look at, like,
No,
where would we
Go
go if like absolutely everything we have to do like a fucking mental research paper?
you know what? We as a group, I would say you, Jeff, me, everybody in our group, we are 100% guilty of it. Hey, did you guys hear what happened here? And it's a headline we read on Reddit. What
Hell
happened
yeah.
there? I don't know.
Proceed
we just
to
read
read
the
the
headline.
headline.
Yeah, I just read the headline.
I read,
That's literally.
I read the TLDR, maybe.
Yeah, I read the headline and probably the top comment.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
read the reactions.
There you
Yeah.
go.
that
Wow, this made a lot of people angry.
That is the entertainment, man. Don't read the post, just read the comments.
But see, I don't have opinions on those past the face value because it's just, oh, hey, this was interesting. And then I forget about it. I'm not going to sit there and have a debate on the issue.
Right.
I mean, if I feel strongly about it, I might look it up, right? But if it really doesn't affect my day-to-day life, I'm okay saying I don't know.
Okay, so what are your opinions on aging goalkeepers, Edwin? Real quick.
Jesus Christ, Jeff.
So I think the point you guys are trying to make here is that you can have an opinion, but if you don't really know about the subject at hand, don't come off as if you know what you're talking about. Right? Like that's basically what you guys are talking about, right?
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
don't come
Even
off as
then-
an expert. when
Even
you don't
then,
know
you can,
anything.
if you get challenged if you have an opinion, be prepared to get challenged on it. And if you do get challenged on it, you can talk about it and be okay at that, right? But as soon as you don't have anything prepared for a challenge, you just then become a bumbling idiot, and it could also just make you angry. And that's how we ended up where we are, where we're just divided on everything.
Well,
someone.
I think the
Go
big issue is that people can't accept that they're wrong on certain issues, right? Because yes, a lot of things are up for opinion, but sometimes they aren't. Right? People could be debating on actual facts, and it's like, no, you're just actually wrong, and people just can't accept that sometimes.
Flat Earth, let's go.
Yeah, flat Earth. Right?
The ice wall, dude. You don't believe in the ice wall? Come on, man.
Climate change.
The fuck?
Evolution.
Evolution.
Climate change ain't real.
That's weird.
I
That's a weird way to say Adam and Eve.
At work, at work we had a presentation on climate change for all the kids, and one of the dads was just like, dude, why are you guys doing a presentation on climate change if it isn't real?
Got him.
And he just said that in front of all the kids, and all the kids were like, what the hell? Like, did you guys just lie to us? And I was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
you start politicizing facts, it goes fucking crazy.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
just, debating climate. We weren't even debating. We were giving a presentation on greenhouse gases, how, it traps in heat that would otherwise escape, but it doesn't now, and all that stuff. And then he was very angry about the topic and said, but climate change ain't real, you guys. Why are you guys giving a presentation to our kids about it?
That's a tough situation. Like, what do you even tell that parent? Like, you can step outside,
Yeah,
sir.
well, sir, you are wrong,
Yeah.
and then continue.
I was just, I was shook. I was like, I'm over here just giving a presentation to these kids, and this grown ass man is like, "Fuck your presentation," and I was like, "You wanna?
Jesus.
We are in nature, sir. Different rules apply. Survival of the fittest. You want to go?
You should have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you had a degree in environmental sciences. Please take over."
Yeah. I was like, you want to give the presentation, sir? But other than that, like, I had nothing else to say. I was like, whoa, this guy.
How far do you guys think that you need to be like versed in your opinion? Like if we can all agree if your opinion, if it's backed by a single headline, that's probably wrong, right? You're probably bad there. Let's say, like, let's take it a step deeper. Like, you read the article now, but maybe you need to see if like if it's politicized or if it was funded, like if the research was funded by someone who would stand to gain with the information.
Sponsored content.
Yeah, sponsored content, exactly. So how far back do you think, like how deep does it need to go, just like as a point of reference?
I think it doesn't even have to go that deep. At the end of the day, if once you're stumped and once you're actually like, oh, you know what, you got me there. That's fine. You can say, hey, I don't know enough about it. Maybe next time we meet, we can pick it up. And if not, if it's not that important to both of us, fuck it, dude.
What about one Wikipedia article? Is that enough?
If you read the entire Wikipedia article, maybe, I don't know. And all the sources?
Yeah, clicked on a couple sources.
Yeah.
So then what entitles you to have an opinion on something then? I guess would be a good question.
An emotional reaction can entitle an opinion. You know, as soon as you feel something about a headline or a topic in general, you know,
that's a tough
like if we were just to say abortion, right? Everyone has an opinion, regardless of whether or not you are versed in the medical practice of abortion. If you are versed on what exactly, I mean, if you would call a blastiocyst a living thing,
that's a big word there, Edwin. I'm gonna need you to explain that one.
Blastoise? What?
Yeah, I heard blastoise as well. I like him.
Blastiocyst. It's a cluster of cells that occurs about the 7th.
Why don't you just say that then? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just a cluster of cells. Just a cluster of cells. None of them are specified at that point. They're just there.
I'm gonna need to talk to you after this episode. I need you to dumb it down.
Well, anyways, like you say abortion, regardless of what you know about life in general and how it starts and all that stuff, you know, or your religion makes you feel a certain way about it, or you know, you had one and you feel a certain way about it now, or it's just everyone has an opinion on it.
I don't. If that makes you feel anything, I don't have an opinion on abortion because I'm not a woman. I don't care. That's not on me.
That in its own is an opinion.
You know? What, their body, their choice. Fuck it.
That's an opinion.
Yeah.
That's
I guess it is an opinion.
Why don't you ask the
I don't care, yeah.
The good folks down there in Texas.
Why
see
you
how they
me?
feel. Yeah, it's hard to say when you're entitled to an opinion. I think one of them would be like like if it's your kid, like you have an opinion over your kid, right?
So as a man, do you guys think I should not have an opinion whether
if it's your
lady,
kid?
No, just a random lady that gets an abortion? No. You think I should have an opinion on it?
No.
Because it doesn't. I mean, I'm just taking. Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know,
here.
And that's me saying like, no, I don't think you should have an opinion. I don't think you should care because it literally doesn't affect your day to day.
I have an opinion. I think you should have opinions. What the difference between having an opinion and voting for something to happen, I think is very different. So like my stance on abortion is like I could be pro-life, but I would never vote for anti-abortion, for example, because like one of them is clearly like you know, abortion is a woman's topic issue. It's not my issue to solve, right?
But it's not a woman's issue. You as a man are also like if you're part of that
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly. If it's not
you
my
are-
kid, then it's not my problem.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But as a man in that situation where your partner is considering abortion,
Then in that case, you are entitled to an
100%.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And so like my take is like primarily on laws, because like those like special cases, like sure they exist, but it's most like I think the whole pro-life pro-choice is debated because there's bills and stuff on it. Like there's legislature that actually
Politicized.
it could change the lives of many people. And I think that's why it's a huge thing, because you can have opposing opinions, but if me having my opinion and you having your own doesn't change or harm anyone, then everyone's cool with opinions. But then once it becomes something that's going to become a law or not, that's when people take issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't fully look into what was going down in Texas. But when you had like what would you call it? Maybe just a headline. I'll call it a headline, where they're talking about how you could face more severe penalties for an abortion than like actually raping someone. That alone was like, damn, like that's is that how bad that was written? Because I didn't really look into it.
I saw that headline too. I don't think it was even a headline. It was just more of a white border, no, a white image with black text on it.
Right.
That's what I saw. It wasn't a headline from any news source or anything.
Right. Yeah, I viewed it as a headline because I didn't dig any deeper. Kind of like a headline.
I didn't dig any deeper, but did you formed your own opinion on that headline itself? I did too. And that might be we're part of the problem as well. Where I was just like, fuck that, dude. And then I just moved on with my life. I didn't look up anything. I didn't inform myself in the topic. However, I did feel a strong reaction to that phrase. It wasn't backed by anybody. It was just a phrase.
Like I saw that and I'm like, well, if that's true, fuck them. And if it's not true, fuck them. Fuck them anyway. Like, I don't know. It's
I mean,
once it's politicized, that's where all hell breaks loose. Always.
Well, I definitely admit fault on, we're talking about opinions, and I definitely brought up the heaviest fucking topic you probably could. But
yeah, when I asked that question, I was more along the lines of like, do you think it needs to be a hobby to have an opinion? Do you think you need to have education? And then you just went straight for that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're talking about it now.
Yeah, no, that's that's a big one. Those are good questions. That's a good line of questioning, Jeff. You said, do you have to be a hobbyist or someone who partakes in this to have an opinion?
Yeah,
right?
Or some level of education on the topic.
Okay, let's do a little exercise. All right, we're gonna talk about mountain biking. Do you guys have an opinion on mountain biking?
Nope.
It's hard as shit. It seems like it is.
It looks really hard and it looks really dangerous, and that's my opinion.
Yeah. Great exercise.
Nice.
That's a very bad exercise because it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because none of us have mountain biking as a hobby.
Fuck.
I think it goes back to like what I said. If your opinion doesn't actually affect legislation, then like yeah, you can have it, because like you have people that review everything, right? Movies, games, food, you name it. There's a connoisseur or someone out there that's writing a blog and giving their opinion on things. But like nobody really writes reviews on laws, because if you do that, it's not really a review. You feel
that'd be amazing, actually.
Like now it's just political arguments. If you review something that's political,
I'll give this law a 3-star review. That'd be
A
fucking awesome.
on
IGN
Yelp.
rates a 10 out of 10.
Some fucking neckbeard making YouTube videos off of this. This sounds fucking incredible.
Yeah, the legislation where they're banning certain PC setups, like custom PC setups. Yeah, PC Gamer would give that a 2 out of 10 stars.
Wait, what's that legislature? We actually have opinions on this.
It doesn't actually affect us.
Yeah, it doesn't actually. But
But
there's,
we could still have an
there-
opinion.
But there's headlines and people freak out like, "Oh God, like no more custom PCs. What am I gonna do?" And then when you actually read into it, you're just like, "Oh, I'm fine." Because
Custom PCs are the ones that aren't affected by the law.
yeah, like
It's only pre-built.
this is mostly a thing that affects manufacturers because they just have to basically build their shit to a certain spec now.
Oh, okay. So they can't cheap out anymore.
It's
Yeah.
it's about electric specs, like power draw.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They came out with the whole chart and everything
compliance.
of like, wow, look how much consumption PC gaming has, like electricity consumption. And people were freaking out. But hey, maybe we'll once it gets to something that we like I don't know if you guys heard that in China they're prohibiting well, they're severely limiting the amount of
Yeah, it's a 1
game
hour
time
on
that
the
kids can
weekends.
have. Yeah.
So according to Reddit, that's like a non-issue because you can just use your parents' social ID number
True.
and
Like,
keep playing anyway.
I'm sure there's workarounds, but basically what it is that because in China they have like your ID, like each person has their own ID, and you use that ID to, like, what is it, a social credit score, where you do everything from like what you can buy, what places you eat, maybe. I don't know how deep it goes, but it seems like it's in everything. And if you're under 18, your account will limit you to a certain amount of time you can play a week. And
That's
I mean, like legislators here in the U.S. I feel like it's been years where they've tried to tackle the issue of video game addiction.
Legislators don't know shit about video games. That's the thing.
Well, then when they start talking about it, and we're just like,
Yeah.
y'all don't know shit,
Yeah,
then we
I
can
don't
kind
know
of
shit.
sympathize with the whole abortion issue.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same thing. I
it's
mean, not the same thing.
It's not gonna say
It's not the same thing,
Take it
but
easy.
Time out.
but there's like
It's
some
not.
equivalence there of like, once it affects you, you feel some type of way about it. But if you don't feel anything, it doesn't pertain to you, then it's very easy to brush it off.
100%. Yeah, I mean, gaming has been brought up so many times about like it produces mass murders. They're more prone to violence with all the shooting they do.
but that's like
Yeah.
their opinions, bro.
Exactly, right? Like we've played violent video games since the very beginning, and I wouldn't hurt a fucking fly, I mean,
I
I've
would
done
hurt
it
a fly.
before.
Fuck those guys.
I
Thinking
I
they're hot
mean,
shit flying around my house.
That's an opinion, dude.
Jeff,
And
Get my
you're-
fly swatter.
Because Jeff,
You've been playing too much Grand Theft
he's
Auto.
been playing
bro.
a
You
lot
need
of
to calm
Grand
down.
Theft Auto, and you're a little violent, sir. You
You've
just
been playing
stop
too
it.
much Animal Crossing, bro.
Fuck flies and
chill
fuck
the
moths
fuck
in
out.
particular.
The moths.
There's always a moth in Jeff's room.
What service, like what purpose does a moth have?
They're just deteriorate. They eat dead plant material.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Oh,
detritus.
And then they feed like
Shout
nocturnal
out to my
animals.
entomology class.
Mhm. They're pretty essential. The couple things that aren't essential are wasps and like mosquitoes. But even then, wasps to a smaller
They
degree are
pollinate.
kind of
Yeah,
pollinators.
they
Yeah,
pollinate. And mosquitoes have
pollinate.
some line that they do, but yeah, fuck those guys.
Well, mosquitoes, in like truthfully, they keep us in check.
They're they're here
Unfortunately.
to put brakes on us.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I mean,
fuck
it's
'em.
something has to.
No. Okay, so mosquitoes are canceled.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes just as bad as abortion, according to some people.
Oh god.
Okay, we need
We
to
have
stop.
all the wrong takes.
we need
yeah.
to take these wrong.
just wrap it up now before we're gonna get canceled soon.
No. Stop
Those are
it.
just bad takes. I mean, I did that bad take on purpose, but it was just a bad take. I understand. But
Yeah. Should you have an opinion on everything? What did we conclude?
the answer is yes to Funyuns and no.
No, don't have opinions on things.
It's okay not to know. It's just, I guess, the takeaway. It's okay not to know about something. It's perfectly fine. You know, you could always say enlighten me, and it makes you sound smart and attentive. Just say, hey, enlighten me. And the person's like, holy shit, this person's willing to listen to me. I'm going to talk to them about something. You look pleasant. You sound smart. And, you know, you don't look dumb at all. Just say, hey, enlighten me on the subject, please. Easy.
And I would say if you're gonna talk to me, I need your sources, 2 articles minimum. You can use
MLA
Wikipedia.
format.
I will allow
MLA
Wikipedia.
format, yeah.
I'll allow Wikipedia. I remember back in our high school days, they're like, you can't use Wikipedia as a source. I'm like, what the Wikipedia knows everything. What do you mean we can't use it? So
I mean, nowadays, if you look up any take, if you have the hottest and spiciest take, you can find it on the internet, and you can use that as a source. Unfortunately,
well, if they got sources, that's all I need, man.
so then after this conversation, are you gonna go back and fact check it?
I already know you're wrong, so I don't need to.
That's like your opinion, dude.
Yeah, you're wrong for the topics you brought up, and that's a fact. But,
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. You can. That brings us to the end of the episode, I guess. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way, guys?
You can reach us at our website,
Yes, you do.
tiltednuster.com, where you'll find links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and I keep saying Reddit, but it's a fact that our Reddit got kind of shut down. But you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
All right, remember to join us to share your questions and voice your thoughts on what has you tilted, not stirred.
Peace.
That's like your opinion, man.